We're on the eve of Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, a day that many tragedies befell the Jewish people. First and second Holy Temple were destroyed. It's the day that God said to the Jewish people in the desert that they're going to be there for 40 years rather than entering into the land of Israel immediately after the story of the spies. It's also many calamities that have befallen the Jewish people above and beyond these. But we're going to transform these days from pain and crying to days of joy and laughter. Mashiach is coming. And we're all on the front lines making that happen. Learning day in, day out together. Learning Tanya together every day. Puts us on the front lines of changing the world for good. The ultimate redemption of Mashiach. So it's beyond saying that it's beyond the time. The time is ripe. The time is now. Okay, welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zurich Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. And we share around the globe with Michael in Germany, Rabbi she's in Morocco, John, North Carolina, Erica in Norway, we have June in Australia, Ian in Mexico, Davida, Liba in New York, we have Eugenia in Calgary, Rena in Colorado, Julia in Pennsylvania, Dana in Washington, Stan is in London, England, Diane in Arizona, what did I miss over here? Dana, Jane in the Philippines, Gabriel in Nigeria, Dana in Washington, did I miss anybody here? We have Miri, Jenna, Michael, Vilma, David, in Clubhouse, Instagrammers. We have Rachel, we have Paul, we have Alice in Baltimore, we have Akoy in Lima, Peru, we have Deborah in Colorado Springs, some other names I can't make out. We have Celeste, we have David. Okay. The male and female parts of the divine. The male is the giver, and the female is the recipient. The male is transcendence, and the female is eminence. Above that refers to the Ein Sof and the Spheros, the 10 divine attributes. In particular, it's Malchus, when we get into very particulars, but in general, it's all 10 of the divine attributes. Because the 10 divine attributes, divine as they are the recipients, the vessels for the infinite light. So, the Shekhinah together with beyond that, the infinite, make a union. And what causes that union? The mitzvah that we do. There's nothing new under the sun. Energy will turn into matter, matter will turn into energy, and nothing can change except the mitzvah. The mitzvah is not under the sun, it's beyond it, it's transcendent. Male and female union. The Holy One, blessed be He, the transcendence of God with the eminence, the indwelling, the Shekhinah, the divine presence, that they are united. And we cause that through the mitzvah that we do. Every mitzvah, of course, what we're doing now, study Torah, is a mitzvah. And that union, that creates a light that's brought down into this world. It's brought down into this world. Now, there's an additional radiance that comes through the mitzvah of tzedakah, in particular. And that is, it's first bestowed in the sphere of Chachma, divine wisdom, which is the first of the 10 divine attributes. Right, so it comes from the Ein Sof, it creates this union, the transcendence, and then it's brought and drawn down from there. So, and this is then the meaning of the verse that we had in Isaiah, the helmet of salvation upon his head. So, the helmet is encompassing, that's a transcendent light. The head, that is, Chachma, divine wisdom. And then it brings salvation. So the word salvation in Hebrew is Yeshua. It is made up of, the root of it is sha'ah, turning. As it says that God turned to Abel and his gift. To Abel he turned, and of course to Cain he didn't. So the word salvation means to turn, meaning God's turning towards you. He's turning the Ein Sof, right, the encompassing light, is like that helmet that one wears, that now brings down and unites the transcendent with Chachma, first of the 10 divine attributes. And then it's directed to bring it downwards further. And the word, again, salvation, to bring salvation, down here, directed down here. The word salvation comes from it again, sha'ah, to turn. That's what salvation is. God turning towards you. That itself is salvation, right? He's drawing down. The word Shah is spelled Shin Ayin. Shin, it's the second last letter of the alphabet, is a numeric value of 300. Ayin is a numeric value of 70. What is the meaning there? So we have 3 parts of the head. Chachma, Bina, V'das, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, Chabad. 3 times 100, right? In the hundreds. So that gives us the shin of salvation, meaning God turning, meaning the infinite of God turns, right, to direct his divine energy to bring it down, that divine energy through the mitzvah that we've done, of course, tzedakah in particular, and now he's drawing it into the divine Chabad in intelligence. And then ayin is 70, which is 7 times 10, 7 emotions. And it's times 10 because intelligence is greater. That is what produces emotions, or not produces emotions, but emerges from their emotions based on intelligence. In other words, what you know feeds your feelings. So it's 7 times 10, right? That's completion. 10 times 10 is complete perfection. 10 attributes times 10. And then as it's expressed in intelligence. And then you have 7 times 10. 10 is on the micro level, or macro, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. On the lesser level, 10 is also the perfect completion, as it's coupled up with the 7 emotions. That gives you 70. So God is now he's turning his infinite light, his infinite transcendent energy, to draw it down, right? That's the helmet that's encompassing the head, bringing it down, then bringing it down, drawing it down into the heart, in the emotive attributes, to illuminate the light of God down here. And that's what it means, Yar Hashem Panav Elecha, when we say in the priestly blessings, in Birchas Kahanim, may God make his face, meaning his face, your face is where when you want to connect to a person, you look at their face. You don't want to connect to them, you might look at their feet or something else. But when you really want to connect, you look at their face, because their face is a reflection of what's going on inside of them. It's reflected on their face. So the inwardness of God says, may God make his face shine upon you, meaning his inwardness should shine upon us. And that it should be with us forever. And this is the light that's with us through the practice of being charitable deeds that we do, that brings this light of God into the world, into our world, as not just expressing it the way it is found in the verse that we began with yesterday, in this third letter from Isaiah, if you recall the verse, that God garbs himself with charity, tzedakah, as with a coat of mail, and we explained that yesterday, of that coat of mail, and how there's the chinks in the coat that allows for the movement and allows for something to enter, the light of God to enter, because he garbs himself with this coat of mail in order to bring an infinitesimal light of God into this world that will bring us longevity of life, will bring us honor and wealth, as we explained yesterday. And a helmet of salvation upon the head. So now we're adding that there's also a helmet of salvation. So the helmet means that we also get a light of God from the infinite light of God. That's the helmet, the transcendence, that's over the head. So making that union between transcendent and immanence, between the male and female parts of the divine. That's what tzedakah is doing. I mean, every mitzvah does that, but here in particular, that it's bringing down now salvation. That's what tzedakah does. It does bring salvation. Salvation coming from the word sha'ah, to turn. God turns his infinite light towards us, his inward light. that's of infinite quality through the charitable deeds that we do. And this is also the meaning that we say every day in our morning prayers, that we say is tzedakahs matzmiach yeshuos, that he sows tzedakahs, charities, and brings salvation. In other words, when you sow charity, right? When you are charitable, you give. The result is salvation. Meaning, what's salvation? That God turns towards you. And that's what salvation means. He's turned towards you, infusing and giving you a divine light that was hitherto not there. So may God make his face shine upon you. May Yitzhak shall endure forever. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, do we have any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Don't see any questions. Okay, we're going to do Rambam. Learning, because it's the eve of Tisha B'Av, so the learning has to be finished before 1 o'clock. So I can do Rambam now. Tomorrow Tanya will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 p.m. because of the Tisha B'Av. You can only do the learning in the afternoon, so we'll do it then. Okay. Thank you, folks. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad.Chabad in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have an amazing, wonderful day. Thank you.